Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast Between Us, hosted by yours truly,
Destiny,
Daniela,
Alexander,
and Sherlyn from Tapped and Taurus. Today we will be talking about maturity, something many people lack of.
I feel like a lot of people don't realize that real life isn't going to be like high school. Like, people in the real world aren't going to give you what you want just because you lash out. Or just because you ask nicely, you can't expect it either.
Yes. I feel like I see that a lot now, like in school, especially like last semester. Like I feel like I saw and heard of many students like disrespecting their teachers and like throwing things at them and stuff. I feel like it shows a lot of like where they stand and like what type of persons they are.
Immaturity.
Yes.
like they think somebody's gonna be there to hold their hand throughout the whole process and help them when they need to be helped.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna be true.
Yes,
Like,
so true.
the real life isn't like that. And then I feel like people don't realize that we're literally like gonna leave school already.
Yeah, especially some seniors, like
Like,
we're
some
about to
seniors
graduate.
literally act like they're still freshmen.
They do.
Yeah. I feel like that, and just like seeing how they act in class, and like I don't know, maybe it's because they're with their friends, but they feel like they have to act a certain way when they're with their friends, and it tends to be very disrespectful to the teacher, and it disrupts like the class, and it's just like disrespectful.
My sister's been saying that next year she's gonna move because I'm not gonna be here no more, and then she just doesn't want to have to deal with like all the disrespect in the classes. Like, she literally said that she gets so annoyed by other students like interrupting the teacher and stuff, and she feels like she can't learn anything at all because students just want to be like disrespectful for no reason.
Yeah.
I don't blame her.
Yeah, and they stop other people from learning as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
They
does.
do.
Like,
They
they
really
think
do.
it's all funny and it's not. And then there's like people who actually like take it too far. Like the teacher that got hit with the water bottle the other day because some
yeah.
kid threw it at her.
Like accidentally.
Yeah.
And the fact that that student doesn't take accountability for it, and acts like it wasn't their fault, it's just like,
why are we even throwing things in the first place?
yeah.
That's true.
Like, we're not in kindergarten.
You're in class.
And then I don't know. I just feel like there's other students that think like, not that they're like immature in a different sense, that they think that they're entitled to like a good grade just because they're taking the class,
Yeah.
and it's not like
I
that.
know our English teacher, when like told us like straight up like that isn't what happens in college, and we shouldn't expect that. It's
Yeah.
wrong for people to expect a grade, and not just that, but use another teacher to go that route for that teacher just to go. I don't know. It's just like weird. It's really weird for
It
students
is
to do that.
weird. And then it's weird when a teacher's literally telling you why they're doing the things that they're doing. And then there's kids who are still talking bad about them as if they're not doing the things they're doing to help them.
Exactly.
Or there's a lot of people saying, oh, I'm going to go to college and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But then there's teachers that are trying to help them get comfortable with the college life, and they're just complaining and complaining and complaining.
Yeah.
They really are.
They want the grade, but they don't want to put in the work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Literally.
They just want to be handed everything, and it's not how it's gonna work.
Or like so many of the people that like come to our school are also so immature about like the littlest things, like over like food, relationships, the way that they talk to people, like just about everything. Or like they worry too much about what other people think of them.
And that controls how they act
Yeah.
in class, not just in class, but also outside of class.
Or like in public. Like, I know there's people who still act the same way because they're so used to doing it at school.
I don't understand how, like, they don't get embarrassed of the way they act, like, to teachers especially, because I think they forget that teachers are human also, and they have feelings, and obviously, like, they can't handle, like, they could just handle so much of it, like, at some point there's breaking points for teachers as well.
Like, I'm so sad about what happened to Miss, I don't know if I should say her name, but do you guys know who I'm talking about? Yeah, I feel bad about what happened to her, because I had her since freshman year. Like, I've always had her. This is the first year that I don't have her. And ever since freshman year, like, she's always been nice. She's always tried to go out of her way to help people. And then I know when I've needed help and advice for other things, she's gone out of her way to help me too. And it's so annoying when there's people that just disrespect her for no reason.
Really do.
Like, my sophomore year, that's before I took AP classes. And I was just taking, like, the regular English class. I know a lot of kids were so disrespectful that year. And you can tell she gets frustrated and ends up taking it out on everybody. But it's not her fault. Like,
Yeah.
at some point, you just get tired.
Me too.
Like, I don't get when people say, like, oh, I hate this teacher, this and that.
I feel like for that situation, it was like the students as well, but also like the school kind of had was part of that because like I knew her schedule, how her schedule was
Yeah.
this like last semester, and they really didn't give her like time for herself or time to just like plan out the rest of her day or really like
Yeah.
just to have time without students like interrupting her or just getting to her.
Yeah. And then a lot of times with stuff like that, like, I don't know, I feel like our school doesn't do much about our students at all. Like, there's no punishment at all. Like, you can disrespect the teacher and it's like, oh my god, he disrespected the teacher. Like, should we just switch his class? And that's it. Like, that doesn't do anything. If anything, you're rewarding them.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
Like-
oh, sorry. Go. Oh no, I was just gonna say, and the disrespect is only getting worse.
Yeah.
it
It
is.
is, it
is. Yeah.
It is becoming common.
I
And
know,
it's because
like-
nobody's doing anything about it. And it all starts with the parents, too.
Yeah, and like last semester, I know, like the incoming freshmen were since we got like a new English teacher this year, like they were very disrespectful to her,
Oh, they
and to like the
were.
point where she has to have like a supervisor there with her, like another teacher or another TA, to like keep the kids in check because that's how bad it got.
Like,
Yeah. I don't know.
like y'all
I
pretty
feel like-
freshmen.
I feel like after COVID, like, everybody just forgot how to act.
Yeah,
Like, where are the morals and respect at? Cause if my mom would have seen me, acting a certain type of way, she'd be like, I'm sending you back. No.
Mr. Legaspi, do you have anything to say about our subject that we're talking about? Yes, you can talk.
There's a lot. It is very frustrating when you're trying to just get through a lesson and there's just these disruptions and the foul language and throwing things. Like,
Yeah.
why are you throwing things? Chewed gum on the floor. Like, what's up with that? I mean, look at this. I'm gonna lift up a random table, and you're gonna see 30 pieces of gum under the table. You know, it's disgusting. And just like sometimes I just feel like there's nothing left I could do. You know, I'm just kind of like I don't want to get stressed out. I don't want to get sick. I don't want to get too upset. So I'm starting to just be like, you know what? Screw it. You don't want to do your work. Just be quiet. And I'll just make a little note, write them up, let the parents know, and that's about it. Because I just can't stop class every single time, because then we'll never get anything done.
Yeah.
And it's not fair for all the rest of the students. I've already had so many students come up to me after class, after certain periods, and they're like, "Mister, like, I don't like it. It's too loud. Or why are they acting like that? And what can we do about this?" And I don't know. I don't know what we could do about it. It's frustrating. It's super frustrating.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of teachers have gotten to that point where you stand as well, where they're getting really, really like they run out of options already, and they're getting really frustrated to where they can't do anything.
Yeah. It's not that I feel helpless, but I'm very frustrated. And I got to say, at the end of last semester, I was like, I had it. I was already going to be like, you know what, this ain't for me. I'm out of here. But, you know, I went to some training and I learned some new things. So I'm trying out these new things and they seem to be working. But still, it's not perfect. There's certain, I have 160 students. I would say the majority of my students are pretty good. I have like maybe 6 students out of all of my students that are just like, I'm just like bashing my head against the wall, you know, like what do we do with this?
Yeah. Seeing from a teacher's perspective on this just shows how many teachers are affected by the lack of maturity. And we hope this shows them how their teachers feel the same human emotions as them.
We as students can make or break not just our teachers' days, but the people around us as well.
The message we have for our students is you shouldn't feel like you have to act a certain way for validation from your friends, especially if it comes at a cost of affecting others.
And a message for teachers. We are sorry that you have to deal with students that disrespect you on a daily basis. We hope that you know that we appreciate you for everything that you do. Don't give up. We will continue to bring light to the issue until we see change.
Thank you, listeners, for tuning in to our podcast Between Us. Hit that like and subscribe button now. Make sure to follow us on
Instagram at Tapton Tours.
and check out our website for more information on the STEM School newspaper.